are human rights. And all these things are swept aside by the hands of the hypnotized who carry the cross of homicide. And history bears the scars of our civil war. For example, create a vacuum, then you fill that vacuum, and war increases, peace gets closer. I don't need your civil war. Leads the rich while it buries the poor. Power hard, sound children, give me groceries, ain't that fresh. I don't need your civil war. No, 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 no. I don't need one more war. I don't need one more war. No, 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 no.
Tell you that the entire universe, little did you know, is actually a program I created for Mr. Coulomb. That was my homework.
And you know what's crazy? If you tell teachers all this homework you got, what do they say?
Still got a test. Now I got Aiden Lewis.
And because the feet, they just start, when the hands start going, the feet start going. And you're walking around, you're flossing, it's the flossing zone. It's like the Twilight Zone. And you start walking through doors. Well, I used to have 2 years, but now I have 1. So, okay, yeah. So you walk through the doors and then through the walls and through the floor and all those things, and then eventually this Chinese food delivery man will show up, and he has to try to find this teacher. He's just trying to look for him, and that's a very difficult task, and so he has his methods, right? He's an expert at this. Now, I need to use my hands, but I have 2 things in them. So first he uses his sense of sound, and he will walk up and down the hallway making clapping sounds, and in an effort to attract the teacher. And then he will use the sense of smell. So this teacher, but now it's a mystery what is actually inside the fanny pack. It's very important what is kept in there. And none of us really know except this teacher himself. And so if we really try to get into his mind, right, so think about, if I really concentrate, oh, my fanny pack. Oh, what's in my fanny pack? Let me see. Oh, only I know. Oh, we have, it's a dental floss. I love my dental. I floss every time before I eat. Okay. What else? Oh, we have my toothbrush. I love my toothbrush. I love it. Okay. We have a banana. My mother says that every banana counts. Every banana. Okay. We have some shrimp from lunch. It's great. What else do we? Dark matter. That's lovely. Okay. I didn't know I had that. Okay. That's all. Okay. I think I'm ready for class now. Okay. So you can all come in. Okay. It's time for class. This is a very scary microphone. So we're going to start the class now. Let's have a roll call. A roll call. Is Finlay Sklarg? Is he here? Oh, okay. Is Mr. Pelagrio here? Is Mr. Oh, you're over there. Okay, you're here. Is Maya Gamfui? Is she here? Is she here?
I don't think so, Mr. No.
Okay, she's absent. Oh, okay. Okay, so half the class is over with. This is great. Half the class is over. So now we're going to talk about the Scarlet Letter, which takes place in Salem. And everybody loves the Scarlet Letter. That's why we chose it. So the Scarlet Letter, and when I was young, my family took me to Salem, and then they left me there. And I was going to talk about the book, but yeah. Oh, the white. Okay, that's about it. That's. The class is over now. I've used all the time. Okay. So I think you get the point about this teacher. So who can guess? Who can guess?
I know.
Oh, Finlay.
Is it Mr. Keegan?
Mr. Keegan. No, it's not. Mr. Hershow, what are you doing? Red alert. Another chance. Finlay, who do you think it is?
No. Miss Hudson.
Oh, is it Miss Hudson? Is it Miss Hudson?
Miss Hudson.
No, it's not. It's right. All right, one more chance. I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with Schmershap.
Mr. Marco.
No, all right. So we will never know who the mystery teacher is because Finlay can't seem to guess it. Okay, good job, Finlay. Everybody give it up for Finlay. So I got one more teacher. We're going to guess. We're going to try this again. Maybe someone will get this one. So I'm also going to concentrate, get into this teacher's mode. Okay. So I will set the scene. We are in classroom. I am teacher. You will now learn. Why are you not learning? Where's the learning? Okay, so you do not know who I am? Okay. So I am German teacher, and first to learn German you must wear leather, like this person here. If you do not wear leather, it sounds like Dutch. And then nobody wants to speak Dutch. That's why we hit German. Okay. So none of you are wearing leather, then this makes me very tired. I will have to buy leather. Oh, I could just take nap. I must take nap. I am so tired. You're being too noisy. I will have to take vitamin instead. Oh, okay. So, Kiana, where are you? You are unlearning the class. I just know. I do not even see you, and I know. You are making us unlearn. This means we must now change things. It is time to change seats. You will move seats. You will look very tired. You need a vitamin. You will change seats. It is time for that. Okay. Okay, that's it. That's about it. Thank you very much. I hate you all. Good night.
There's a wide-mouthed frog hopping down the road, and along the road he comes across. What does he come across?
A goat.
Excuse me?
Goat.
Oh, a goat. Okay, yes, he comes across a goat. And so the wide-mouthed frog says, "Hi, I'm a wide-mouthed frog. I like to eat flies. What do you like to eat?"
Well, you see here, son, I like to eat me some quality grass, the organic variety.
Wow. And the wide-mouthed frog keeps hopping along the road, and later along the road, he comes across
A fox.
a fox. And the wide-mouthed frog says to the fox, "Hi, I'm a wide-mouthed frog. I like to eat flies. What do you like to eat?"
I like to eat me some good pigeons.
Wow! And the wide-mouthed frog keeps hopping along the road. And a little bit later, he comes across...
A big, fat, ugly cow.
It's a little harsh. And the wide-mouthed frog says to Grandmaster Chop's mother, "Hi, I'm a wide-mouthed frog. I like to eat flies. What do you like to eat?"
Well, you see, I also like to eat grass, but for disrespectful wide-mouthed frogs like yourself, I think I'll make some space for dinner tonight.
Oh, really? Up next, we got Lauren Little with some memes.
Woke up the next morning, I already knew it was gonna be a bad day. I jumped out the bed, and I stubbed my foot. I stubbed my toe on the temperature. But you know what? I'm a strong girl. I'll have you know, I stubbed my toe, but I only cried for 20 minutes. So it's okay. Made my way on the train. Really fun. No, it wasn't. I died. So that day, I had gym. And you know, I have Deontay. So I'm running. Oh, you know, all happy. But then my legs started cramping. My leg! Deontay, my leg. But, you know Deontay, walk through it. Run through the cramp. You got it, Lauren, come on. So I did. My leg still hurts. But you know, we had volleyball. So I'm teaching all the freshmen. The freshmen. The freshmen. I'm telling them, you gotta firmly grasp it with your hip. Firmly grasp it. Goes on top of the bleachers. Deontay's face like. Deontay, it wasn't their fault. It's okay. No, it wasn't like that. So we at the gym. I run out of the locker room, you know, really quickly, just because. Because I have this test next period. So I get into the test. Yeah, I studied all night. I'm gonna get 100 on this test. Oh, yes. But we sit down, we're ready for the test. I look at the test. I forgot all the formulas. So, the teacher wasn't inside the room though. So I saw my test. I saw my friend over there. I said, hey, ravioli, give me the formula. I got the formulas, I got all the formulas, completed my test, it was all good. So after the test, went to lunch. I'm like, yeah, I got 100 on that test. So I went up into the neck and I said, yo, meatball, spaghetti underneath, ravioli, great berries wreath. Got that? I was feeling happy, feeling myself, feeling all nice. Went back to the vestibule, really told her, don't worry about it. We all hug each other. It's a loving environment. Really love it. Put my food down, went downstairs to go wash my hands because gym is dirty. That floor, you see that here on the ground? All the dust. But then I walk into the door. I got sprayed with a blast. I backed up. I was like, do you smell it? That smell. That kind of smelly smell. A smelly smell that smells smelly. forget the smell. I washed my hands. I tried not to breathe. When I got out the door, I was dead. I was purple. I looked like the purple man from FNAF. Don't worry about that. So, I went upstairs to go eat my food. It was all nice. I was still feeling myself with that test. I know I got 100. I knew I had 100. So the periods changed, and I heard a really loud shriek. It was like, ah! I was like, what is that? I look over, I'm like, does anybody hear that? And then a phone call came to the security desk, and I overheard the phone call. The phone call said, hello, we're with the pet hospital down the street, and I understand you have a dying animal on the premises. And then the guy that screeched, ah! It was really Mr. Martinez. And I'm like, I told the security guard, hey, that pet hospital, tell them to bring like 2 ambulances too, because we all dying right now. And then I went home, of course. I was still feeling myself, because that 100 on that test grade, a 24. But you know what would have been better? A 25. But because I studied so much for that test, I didn't do any homework. And I had like academic sources. I had Burgan tests. But that's okay, because we didn't have no Burgan test. I had innovation and design projects. I had, oh God, oh, I'm sorry, I'm feeling myself. A calculus BC test as well. Another one on top of that. And you know what? It was a take-home test. That's okay. I got an M for missing for all of them. So I went to all the teachers. I was like, teachers, come into a conference. I said, why don't you take the M for missing and change it to a W for wumbo? The teacher said, I don't think wumbo's a real word, Lauren. I'm like, teachers. Wumbo. I wumbo, you wumbo, he, she, me wumbo, wumbology. It's first grade, teachers. And they said, Lauren, no. So, that's okay. I still got that 24 though. My grade for calculus is still at 98.
This made more sense than what Sam is gonna do.
Hey, Tony. This was a mistake. Hey, Tony. All right, you know what? I don't need this. We don't need the mic. Hey, Tony! Hey, Tony! Wait, hold on. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony! I'm sorry, I can't do 20 seconds.
No, do it.
I can't. I can't do 27 of these. No.
got a fundraise for the seniors, so this is the part where we plug the good stuff, you know? Everyone knows the family household snack, Oreos. Although it may not conventionally be in the wrapper, we do have them in a cup. The cup comes for free, $1.
If you don't like Oreos, we also got Grandma's chocolate chip cookies for those whose grandmothers do not love them.
By the way, we're not kidding. If you want some of these things, we will actually sell them to you right now.
Come around right now.
In case all of those are too expensive for you, we got Austin peanut butter cookies for those of you who like the sweet taste of antacid.
And if that's still too expensive, we got some birdseed that we found outside.
And for those of you who are #hella woke, we got some non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, lactose-free, cholesterol-free, trans-fat Nova Crisp. Basically cardboard in a bag. Come on, we gotta have some takers. $1. All right, we got Lena coming up.
Oh, wait, hold on. You forgot the Skittles, man.
Oh, my bad.
Skittles. They're like M&Ms, but not. So anyone want to buy anything? Ben, did you?
I'll take the bird seed.
All right, nice. All right. That's $1, please. Thank you so much.
I am a senior.
And just
How much is it?
Oh.
Yeah, how much for the non-GMO shit?
You got changed for a 5?
Do you have change for 5 minutes? Hold on, I might.
Anyway,
No.
We'll do that on the side. Lena, you got it. Everyone give a round of applause for Lena.
Yeah, I do have change for 5.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. And somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I? Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do it. No, stop.
I'm scared.
I'm just gonna use this one. No? Whatever. This one? Okay, cool. So, I'm going to do a quick little dramatic reading of the poem Man's Not Hot by Big Shaq. Until a point that I either get tired of reading it or I get booed off the stage, okay? 2 + 2 is 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths. Everyday man's on the block. Smoke trees. Ah. See your girl at the park. That girl is a uckers. When the ting went quack, 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 you man were ducking. You man ducked.
Beautiful.
Hold tight, Asni. He's got the pumpy. Hold tight, my man. He's got the frisbee. I trap on the phone. Moving that cornflakes, Rice Krispies. Hold tight, my girl Whitney. On the road, doing 10 toes. Like my toes. You man thought I froze. I see a pen girl, I pose. If she's not on it, I ghost. Look at your nose. You donut, nose look like garden hose.
Donut.
I tell her man's not hot. The girl told me, take off your jacket. I said, babes, man's not hot. I tell her man's not hot. The girl told me, take off your jacket. I said, babes, man's not hot. Hop out the 4-door with the 44. It was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chilling in the corridor. Your dad is 44. And he's still calling man for a draw. Let him know. When I see him, I'm gonna spin his jaw. Take man's Twix by force. Send man shop by force. Your girl knows I've got the sauce. No ketchup. Just sauce. Raw sauce. Ah. Yo. Boom. Ah. That's all for now. Thank you very much. Up next we got Peggy on the phone.
So, the title of my poem is Grown Up Reality. It comes without warning and leaves just as fast. A crash in the middle of the night. No, wait. Can I start over? Yes. It comes without warning and leaves just as fast. The shouts from across a small house. In the middle of the night, a crash. And in the morning, I step on shattered glass. I come home to a family that's falling apart. Their screams tear down the house and they don't ever stop. Picture perfect family, but once you get past thin walls, everything after that is just a downfall. I come home to 4 walls. But what I get are the shouts that rocket the roof. I come home looking to feel safe, and instead I'm stuck in this endless maze. Sometimes I lock myself in the bathroom and I just cry. No, this is not your typical average. I want to die. My parents feed me. They don't beat me. Try to understand me, but don't read me. And it's obvious that both my mom and my dad love me dearly. The tears come like a storm and dry just as fast. And I'm wondering how much time must have passed that I feel so numb, yet so raw. Hiding in the bathroom of a house laced with flaw. But can you call it a house? Because while you may see 4 rooms, all I can see is just one giant tomb. Sometimes all I want to do is run away because I'm afraid I'll never be able to fix my mistakes, even though they aren't mine to fix. Family is never easy, and I know that it's not my fault, that I've gone from learning how to run to a permanent crawl for my sanity, slowly escaping me, dreading another fight for my broken family. My parents feed me, they don't beat me, try to make me happy, don't defeat me. When all I want to be is a normal family, see me clearly, set me free, cut me to ribbons and watch me bleed. You can tell me children don't understand, but I beg to disagree. I see my father with tear-stained eyes. This is the first time I've ever seen a grown man cry. And you're telling a child to say goodbye to the family they've known their whole life? It's an uphill climb, but the mountain is pretty steep, carrying the weight of everything, but my shoulders are getting weak. I try to look past the clouds, but it's hard when your feet are rooted to the ground, weighted down by the reality that I am just one of many broken families. Thank you.
Freeze, mister. I think I'm gonna need to see your OSIS ID.
Yes, of course, sir, yes. Just give me a second, ma'am. Hey.
Keep your hands to yourself, all right?
I'm sorry. Hey, it's right here. See? I'm valid. It's an idea, it's real.
Okay, seems good. So, you applied for any colleges?
I applied to Harvard, Stanford, Harvard Mud, and BMCC.
Nice, nice. Have you done any of their supplements? I said, have you done any of their
Good question,
supplements?
sir. Not yet.
Well then, have you toured any of their campuses? You know, because the colleges really care about that. I mean, these are legal questions that I'm asking, by the way. You're still under detainment, yes, sir.
I went to Stanford. It was really big. I didn't actually take a tour. I just kind of walked around. I got lost for a while.
Yeah, pretty much. Did you apply early to any of them?
Only BMCC. I got deferred.
Well, I guess you're not going to college, kiddo.
No shame in working at McDonald's. Okay, up next, we got Ammaar Dawood, and he's doing some poetry. Give him a hand.
Hello. So my poem it's written by William Ernest Henley, not Hemingway. It's called Invictus, Unconquerable. Out of the night that covers me, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade. And yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate. I repeat, it matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Thank you.
I've come to finish what my poor boy Boaz could not. A dramatic interpretation of man's not hot. He left off with the beautiful words, yo, boom, ah. The thing goes scra, pa, pa, ka, ka, ka. Skitty keep, pa, pa. And a poo, poo, prum. Ska, dum, 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 kum, kum. Boom, boom. You don't know. I tell a man's not hot, man's not hot. I tell a man's not hot, never hot. I said, babes, man's not hot. A lot more not hots. Man can never be hot, never hot. Perspiration ting. Spray that. Links effects, come on. You don't hear me, did you? Nah, use roll-on, use that. Or spray, shh. But either way, A, B, C, D, alphabet ting. The ting goes, scra, ah, pa, pa, ka, 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 ka. Skitty keep, pa, pa. And a pum, pum, prum, boom. Skia, dum, 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 pum, pum. You're done now. Big shock. Man's not hot. I tell a man's never hot. 40 degrees, a man's not hot. Come on. Yo, in the sauna, man's not hot. Skitty keep, pop, pop. Up next, we got Melos doing stand-up comedy.
That's right, I'm talking about the last presidential election. So, someone came up to me once, and they said, Anna, do you know who the most beautiful, most loved, most independent woman is? I said, oh, thank you. No, it's Hillary Clinton. And then, so this was 2015, so I wasn't really sure who she was. But after watching a few of her speeches, I realized she's the political version of Shrek 2. A boring sequel. Okay, now let's move on to the next candidate. Okay, the orange one, yeah, that's right. So a different person came up to me once, and they said, Anna, do you know who the most loathsome, most ugly person in the world is? And I said, I swear, if it's me, wrong. It's Donald Trump. And, you know, he kind of says whatever he wants, and he gets paid for it. You know who that reminds me of? Mr. Martin, I'm not gonna say. I didn't ask him for permission. I have to hold that back. So, that's mostly the wrap-up of the quick 2 candidates. And now, I'll basically do if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what the 2016 presidential election was, I'll give you a quick briefing on what happened, okay? So, basically, it was like an R-rated movie. Okay, I'm done. Presidential election. HSMSE, thank you, good night.
Yo. Hey, yo, MC Cheese, what are you about to do with this crowd right now?
Well, I tell you, Grandmaster Chop, we're gonna share our own poem that we wrote 5 minutes ago, unheard by human ears, unsaid by human mouths.
This is a poem, our inspiration was from Alphabet Aerobics. It's called Deli Diction.
It came from our deep love of the deli.
You ready?
Here we go. Amsterdam Avenue, arriving in autumn. Academically accumulate in Arizona. Bought a budget breakfast bagel, bit into a Butterfinger. Blaming beer, bringing beef to the brunch table. Cop a Coca-Cola, commandeer a cold coffee. Catch a couple carrot cakes, coughing up the candy.
Dastardly demoted Danish, diet dying dough. Diet daily dough. Dig a decade of Doritos, damn, I'm dying slow. Enter easy economics, eating up an ego. Ending every elemental ergonomic egg roll.
Yeah.
Finna find a fancy funyun, feeding foxes fat. Festive felons fearing fruity fiber furry full.
God-given gifts give great goldfish. Gab got gobstoppers gone great glowingly. Heat a handsome honey bun, honestly inhale hostess. Horrible hot dogs, ham and hummus on a hero. Inca berries isolate illustrated igloos. Instant ices interest, incubated interludes.
Jacket jazzy jumble loaf some jasmine jelly jars. Jinking jacket judges judder jam in their jaws. Karaoke keeps a kid killing kimchi. King of cards kick the Kleenex kindly in the kidney. Launch a little liquid lunch, learning logic limply. Lending lettuce literally, licking limes limerically.
Making moves, mustard mood, mailing meat, monetary, mincing meat, magic meant, M&M metallically. Massive mozzarella, masticate majestically. There we go. Thank you very much.
Majestic.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so
what's up? Everyone up on the stage. What?
Oh, no, we're saying if anyone else wants to do their own open mic acts right now, we finished all the planned acts, but if anyone else has anything else to say, it is an open mic. Gabriel, come on up. You always got something to say.
So Nostradamus, he was a seer. He wrote this book called Les Prophéties. It's the prophecies. So he predicted things that would happen in the future. So he made some predictions for 2017, for example. And you could look at them and decide how you wanted to interpret the prophecy as to a real event that happened. So try to figure out what real event he was prophesizing. So for example, a prophecy that I interpreted going up was, it was shortly before sunset, battle is engaged. A great nation is uncertain. Overcome, the seaport makes no answer. The bridge and the grave, both in foreign places. So the way I interpreted it was actually last Tuesday night's election. Shortly before sunset, people were getting out of work, heading to the polls in Alabama. battle is engaged. It's a battle between candidates. Roy Moore even rode in on a horse like a general. So anyway, there are a bunch of these things, and if you want, I can, the idea was that I would just read some of these and you would interpret them. Someone would say, what event does this prophesize? The sun and the eagle will appear to the victor, an empty answer assured to the defeated. Neither bugle nor shouts will stop the soldiers. Liberty and peace if achieved in time through death. If you want to actually read these on your phone, you can go to open up your phone and go to en.m.wikisource.org. en.m.wikisource.org/wiki. Yeah, en.wikisource.org/wiki/capital L E S.
Is that a capital ES?
Capital L, lowercase ES,
Okay.
underscore P, capital, that's capital P, lowercase R, O, P, H.
Wait, hold up. He distracted me there. Is it lowercase R, O?
Lowercase R, O, P, H.
P, H.
E,
E.
T, I,
T, I.
E, S. So, I just thought I would invite people to talk here, read any of these prophecies and interpret them as to what event actually happened. This is literally what I did last night. I just came up with this in the middle of this event and read it. One of the mic and read it. So.
Anyone who goes on the following link, it is not HSMSE sanctioned or by the New York City Department of Education. We are hereby not responsible for
It's Wikisource. It's a partner project of Wikipedia, so it's not dangerous. It's.
When Gabriel gives you a
What? Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. The sun and the eagle will appear to the victor. An empty answer assured to the defeated. Neither bugle nor shouts will stop the soldiers. Liberty and peace if achieved in time through death.
Yeah, so the other day I woke up and there was this bird outside my window and it was making a lot of noise. And I think when it dies, it won't make noise anymore.
I've never seen a dead bird. No, I've seen them like run over. I've never seen them like pull and it's dead.
The great empire will soon be exchanged for a small place which soon will begin to grow. A small place of tiny area in the middle of which he will come to lay down his scepter.
Star Wars Episode 8!
All right, that doesn't count. That was a faculty member who did that.
Okay. So a lot of people did teacher impressions, so I figured I'd throw my hat in the ring. All right. So no, I gotta sit. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna be doing an impression of my favorite drafting teacher. I only had one, so I only have one favorite. All right. Wait. I need a cell phone. All right. I need to get into character. Whose cell phone can I borrow? Lauren, thank you very much. I'm good. I got it. All right. I can't stand. That's too much work. All right. I gotta get my glasses on, but never on my eyes. I'm not sure if they're prescription or not. Jury's still out. All right, I gotta get on Facebook. And I always gotta do like the parent, like, what is this? I have glasses, but I'm not gonna use them. I'm gonna squint instead. All right, let's see. All right, I'm gonna sit here. All right, let's see. All right. Now I want to talk to a student because I'm lonely. So what am I going to do? 28? Come, 28. I don't know your name. It's okay. Don't tell me. 28, tell me. Do you like Hillary Clinton? Yeah. Good answer. She gets extra credit, you see. Do you speak Spanish? No. All right, go. I don't need you. Let's see. I think this phone must be upside down, but it doesn't matter. I get my phone. What is this? I'm going to put numbers into N grade now, but I'm going to do it with just my pinky, so I get it wrong. Let's see. I wonder how many people will end up with over 200 average this semester. It doesn't matter. Let's see. 28. Oh, not you. How many 28s are there in this class? Am I a STEM teacher? Who knows? Aye. All right. Who has websites? Raise your hand. You have websites. All right. You get 100. You get 100. You get 50. Did you put it up? You did not. You don't put it up, no? You don't put it up. I tried. 100. Is Max Simeone here? Max Simeone. I need someone to play Words with Friends with. Does no one here play Candy Crush? How am I supposed to play Candy Crush if Max Simeone not here? What do I even do all day? Do you guys know? I drive like 7 hours to be here all day, no? 7 hours. 9 when there's traffic. What do I do this for? I don't even know anymore. 28. I'm not you. All right. I don't even know. I don't have anything else. Okay. All right. Who am I giving this microphone to now?
I got it.
Okay, thank you.
We got a special treat for you. Word on the street, and by word on the street, I mean I got a smoke signal 5 minutes earlier, is that Sam wants to come back on the stage, and he's gonna tell you a nice and juicy story. Clap it up.
Hey, Tony.
I'm sorry, I don't have the self-confidence to say, hey, Tony, 17 more times, but I can tell you a story about, oh, thank you, Julian. You're welcome. I love you, too. A few years ago, it was between 6th and 7th grade, I went to the summer camp on Lake George, and it's in upstate New York. And so at the end, at like the tail end of your session there, what you do is you go on these 3-day hikes. I call them wilderness excursions now, because people kept getting scared of 3-day hikes. So I was lazy, and luckily there were hikes for people who were lazy, where you just go on canoes. So we set out, we got in our canoes, and we managed to make it through 99 bottles of beer about 3 times before we stopped for lunch. And this is when the injuries began. So we decided, because we were, the place where we were eating lunch was by this nice waterfall, and we decided to go look at it because nothing could go wrong there. So we hike out to the waterfall. Some kid wades in, immediately slips, falls, hits his head. He's out for like 5 minutes. It was an excellent trip. I had a lot of fun. I was not the one getting injured all the time. So we after some deliberation, we decided that despite this kid being unconscious for 5 minutes, he does not need medical help. So we just go back to the canoes, finish our lunch, and then we keep canoeing. So the canoe trip was supposed to take about 4.5 hours. It took about 7, because it turns out we were supposed to stop at this one island, but we got lost. Now, the lake is very thin, so you just go in a straight line. We still managed to get lost. It took us a few hours, and so we get back, and so after a while, we set up our tents, and there's a bit of an issue. The issue is here's the small kids over here, and that includes me. Here's some water, and here's the counselors, right? There's not really a direct connection. The only way to walk between them is a swamp. So this will come in later. So anyway, as we're eating dinner, this kid, he
he had a shark bite, right? He had like a big scar right across here, and he's telling a story about how he got bitten by a shark. And some other kid, he steals his fork, and like starts stabbing himself. I have no clue why. These were just the strangest children I've ever met. So we finally wrestled that fork back, and it ruined dinner, but it was fine. We decided we were going to go to sleep, and the next day we were just going to go hiking up this mountain. But it started raining, right? And so we found this out at about midnight. When we woke up, the tent was about a third of the original size, and there were like solid 4 inches of water in it. And so we sat in this water for about 30 minutes because we were scared that the counselors would like yell at us for being awake. And eventually I got up, I decided I had to use the bathroom, and it was pitch black out, the counselors were gone, and one of the smaller children, and there were 2 groups. You had like 5 big kids who were in middle school, and then like 5 elementary school kids. And then the counselors were just not in our campsite. And so the little kids had actually managed to set up their tent correctly. We hadn't, which is why our tent was completely flooded. But what the little kids didn't count on was the kid with the shark bite had thrown up 7 times that night. Yeah. So I'm just going to reiterate, I love this trip because I was not the one getting hurt. So we decide after like the 7th or 8th time the kid throws up that we should probably go get the counselors because this kid may or may not be dying. So we hike out, we go on a little excursion through the swamp. We have some kids back flashing a light so we know where we're going, and we're going in circles. We have no clue what's happening. Eventually we turn back, we decide to get in the canoe, we swim across, we get to the counselors, they come over, and then they figure out there's nothing they can do. They go back. Next day, they start yelling at us because they didn't realize that we had taken the canoe over in, like, it was pitch black, it was raining, and they said they could have gotten fired. Next year, I came back, everybody knew about it, so I guess somebody told on him, and the counselor didn't get fired. But anyway, so the next day, it's still raining, so we can't do anything. So we're just stuck in camp all day, and so it's colossally boring. We do have some fun because there's this bullfrog we tried to hunt. We never succeeded, but it gave us something to do. Also, turns out you can like fry playing cards, like turn them like popcorn because there's 2 layers. You put them on the fire, it just pops. It's crazy. Anyway, so finally, on the third day of doing absolutely nothing, and we were supposed to be hiking, we decide this was a miserable trip. This was a terrible, abysmal trip that we never want to repeat. And so we think, okay, we're going to go back to camp because there's actually like good food there. So we set out early in the morning, we skip breakfast, we don't get a snack, we just go there. It takes like 4 hours because we're going as fast as we can. All the kids are yelling at each other. We get through a few more iterations of 99 bottles of beer on the wall. We get back, everybody's starving. Not only are we not the first group to get back, but there was no lunch that day. That's my story.
14 minutes and 45 seconds until we all die. Okay, so, one more? Alright, so we got time for one more person. You 2 can fight to the death for who wants it, because I saw your hands first. The first person to get up here gets to talk. Oh, you guys are going. Oh, my bad. I pranked you guys. Okay.
Okay, guys, we're gonna change up the scene over here. On this board, we have open mic. You know, let's delete the M and I and change this into open calc.
A, B, or B, C?
A, B. We're slow track. Slow track only. Seems like Mr. Dolcy's having a bit of trouble over here. Ready, Ali G? All right, let's start this. All right, so, last week we were going over how is it derived calculus, or what is calculus?
Is it integrate calculus?
I don't even know. I don't know. I just know we raised our hands and had 3 options. You have 0, you have no idea what calculus is. You have 3, you have some idea what what calculus is. You have 5, you know what calculus is.
But there's no numbers in the middle.
Yeah, what happened to 2 and 4?
There are no 2
1.
and 4.
And 1, don't forget 1.
Oh, there's not one either, right? Okay, all right.
Majority of the class put up 0 and 3. I think I remember Alex Sutton, if y'all know who he is. Roy's got a 5. Yeah, he's a pretty smart guy.
The smartest in our class so far.
You know, I think we should, direct attention to show some of the younger grades what calculus actually is. And I'd like to invite our assistant principal, Mr. Dolcy, up to the front.
Come on. Mr. Dolcy.
Take the bait.
Laying on the red carpet here. Laying on the red carpet. Come on, Mr. Dolcy.
We had Mr. P for pre-calc.
Thanks, Mr. P.
Shout out to the guy in the back.
Thanks, amazing. What exactly do you want me to do here? You're filling time.
Explain calc. Oh, you need your class notes before to look at it and then explain it?
I don't know how to make this funny. This is just boring. Don't I feel like?
Well, maybe we can make it funny.
Sure. All right. So you guys want to hear a joke?
Yeah.
Shub, can you open up your hand grade?
Maybe we can check the test. My grades would go up.
MIT! I believe the last 2 quizzes are online grade, Shub. Wait, you weren't at school today to see that.
I wonder why. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what someone roasted looks like. Burnt sausage over here.
So Franklin was talking about the time he saw Mr. Dolcy at his gym.
Oh no.
So Mr. Dolcy had a towel around his waist. And Franklin supposedly, for some reason, had a locker right next to Mr. Dolcy.
Literally right next to my locker.
So what happens when a guy comes out of a shower and tries to get his clothes from the locker? And one of his students is standing in the locker right next to him.
Franklin, you're not supposed to be at this gym. That was it, and I walked away. It's very uncomfortable. Thank you, Shub, for making me go. I no longer go to the New York Sports Club located at 86th Street. And will never return. Thank you, Shub. This is horrible.
Yeah. We're just trying to roast you. I don't know. We're trying to get
We'll be
you
getting to MIT, so you don't have to do this for a while.
Justin, give him a hug.
Well, you know, Shubash's video chatted me last night, talking about his MIT decision. And, the only one word of advice I could give him is, well, what do you know? You just gotta move on. You know, MIT is just one small snippet in your life. And,
Too deep. And that is calculus. Thank you.
That was bad.
That was so bad.
My man.
Thank you for. Okay, thank you. It's not on. Alright, cool. Thank you guys for your fantastic, hilarious stand-up. I giggled and chortled. You guys can sit down on the way. That's my bad.
I think Lauren has
What is it?
It's only one thing. It's only one.
Okay.
Whoever doesn't have Spanish probably doesn't understand this, and I'm just in the freshman class. I don't know how Mr. Martinez treats all of you, but I'm gonna do
what would you call it? A kid-friendly version of Mr. Martinez. Are you all ready? Okay, here we go. I get it.
Get it? Because there's no kid-friendly version. I got you.
Nice.
What? Do we have anyone else who wants to come up on the stage?
There's very little time.
I have
Yeah.
one sentence.
Okay, one sentence. Go on. Go ahead.
Stop hyping me up. I hate public speaking. Hello.
That's your one sentence.
Life tip number 12. Don't give Sam the mic. Fish are dry.
Stop.
Bro, you whack.
Sam, you gotta say it slow.
Okay. Let me explain.
How?
Why is this?
You have no mic control, man.
Here's the thing. The
I'm
definition
not
of
wet,
wet
I'm doing your
is that
physics,
you're surrounded or saturated with water, right? Therefore, water is generally wet, but not necessarily wet.
This is going downhill.
Justin, stop.
Please.
They're submerged.
Okay. Mister, are we wrapping up? Okay, thank you for coming. Please feel free to stop by Anime Club. I hear they have Pocky. Have a good night, everyone. Here we have Mr. Burgan, what I assume is going to be a lecture on law.
Well, I wouldn't walk in not being prepared. Actually, I wrote this I was in college, so that would be quite a while ago. Oh, yes, everybody. So, I come up from a different generation, as you know, and I was raised, I'll admit it, with corporal punishment. So at the time that I wrote this in the 1980s, it was actually acceptable. So it's in the poem, but it's dated. And I call it Filthy Again. Filthy again. He limped through the garden and round past the gate. Home he was headed, where his mother would wait. He climbed the front stairs, jumped two at a time, and opened the door, smothered with grime. He sneaked through the foyer and into the hall, but mother was watching, and his name she did call. He ran away quickly, with his lip now undone, but mother was swifter, and they became one. She yelled and she screamed, and eventually she swat him. Then off came her shoe as it went to his bottom. He begged and he pleaded, but she didn't care. He made her so angry, she started to swear. But after she finished, his tears she did wipe. He cried and he sniffled, but knew she was right. But the following day, after playing with friends, home he returned, filthy again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Burgan.
Oh, you're welcome.